Man, that thing just soars. There's one, y'all. Come on, buddy, stay on. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got a pretty cool little video for you guys. As you can tell, we have a little creek right behind us, but that is not where we're going to be testing out. I know there's fish in here. It might be a little bit difficult to get them because it is super shallow and that water is extremely cold, but I think we'll be able to pick a few off, especially with this new BFS gear that we just picked up over at Copper State Marine and Tackle. One of the coolest things I've seen, guys, is that Luz came out with a little BFS reel. This thing is absolutely wicked. It is called the Custom Light SS. It is a 7:5 to 1 gear ratio, so a little bit slower than what the typical BFS reel is, but it looks freaking wicked. I mean, check this bugger out right there. Freaking sweet. You got the carbon fiber handle. Hear that little sucker engage right there? I mean, it is a sweet reel, and we're gonna catch some fish on this sucker today. The line of choice that we're gonna be using to throw on this BFS setup is gonna be 8-pound braid by Daiwa, super thin. As you can tell, we're gonna be using that chartreuse, so if we get a super light bite, we'll be able to feel the fish, see that line flicker, and get those fish in. And we're gonna be using Sniper 5-pound fluorocarbon as the leader. And we're not even done yet, y'all. We have a rod that most of you guys have probably already fished with, but I personally have not. And when Will over at Copper State Marine and Tackle showed me this rod, I was like, all right, I'm sold. And that rod is the Daiwa Sierra series. Freaking wicked, 6'9", super light action, really fast tip right there. So I mean, we're gonna be able to feel every single bite that we get. I love the cork on the back end, but it's a little bit short, but we're fishing BFS. It's supposed to be light. We're supposed to not have that long of a butt. Other than that though, let's get this line on the reel, let's get the reel on the rod, and let's get out there and let's go whack the fish. Alright guys, so I finally got the leader tied on. Took me so many freaking tries because I don't have any scissors with me, so I couldn't cut through the braid, and then I tied it wrong because it's such a small diameter of line. Just a struggle, but hopefully I tied a good enough knot and we don't lose anything if we do hook up. Anytime I go out, it's just a complete doofus moment. Every single time. I'll tell you guys what, getting a new setup is so much fun, so exciting. You just want to get that first fish on it, break the ice, and I think that we're going to break the ice relatively quick. I got some cool baits from Copper State as well that we're going to be using in here to try to pull a couple little dinky largies out. Check out the goodies. So we're going super simple, y'all. Little Mr. Crappie jig head right there, and we're just going to slap it on one of these little meta craws by Euro Tackle, little micro finesse craw. Should work. I'm actually really excited to test out this 5-pound Sunline fluorocarbon. I've never fished with 5-pound before, but I fish with 4 and 6 all the time, so you know, best of both worlds. Get one of these little buggers. Oh man, game over. And we get 8 of these. Even these Mr. Crappie jig heads are a little bit too big for this little micro bait, but it should still do the job. And this is a perfect little slurping bait. Check that out right there. I know it looks a little goofy, but I don't think the fish in an urban setting are gonna care all too much. All right, enough fooling around. We're gonna be fishing in the little deeper sections of this micro creek, and that is where I'm suspecting that the bass are gonna be holding up. I don't think they're gonna be up in all the shallow stuff. I mean, you might see a little dink here or there, but for the most part, I think they're gonna be around where there's any sort of current, drops off a little bit because that water's cold. They need that deep water to sustain themselves. Water's still pretty clear, so you gotta stay away because you don't want to spook the fish this time of year. They will see you before you see them, and they will not eat. Okay, that casted pretty good. Ooh, here they are. Oh my goodness, y'all, we just hit the jackpot. We just hit the jackpot. Bunch of tilapia, and I just saw some really good quality bass. I see them right there, right up in there. Big old carp. Those bass, man, they gotta get chewing. Oh, we had one. Oh my goodness, y'all. I blew that. I thought I was hung on a tree because that's all I've been doing all day is hanging on trees. And the next thing I know, I feel something pull back and I'm like, whoa, a fish. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had a doofus moment like that. Alright guys, so unfortunately we couldn't get any fish around here. I'll tell you what, that Lew's reel and this Dobbins rod is absolutely freaking awesome. You can cast that thing an absolute mile. That Lew's is super smooth and kicks into gear real quick. All in all, that reel is absolutely wicked. But we're gonna go over to one more spot, try to get on a couple fish, see what we could do. Over here, we walked up on the mother lode. There were a bunch of fish over there. We just couldn't get any of them to bite. And then I came over to the other side, had that quick hookup for a split second, tried to skip it underneath the tunnel a couple times, and I can't skip today. I can't cast today. So it's okay, not a big deal. We'll go elsewhere, we'll find some fish, and we'll test this rod and reel out once and for all and get a fish up. Guaranteed. Stick with us, stay tuned, and let's go get them. This is what fishing is all about. The struggle, the perseverance, and not stopping until you catch a freaking fish. It's a pain, y'all. It's a pain, but you gotta do it. And these fish really don't want anything to do. Ooh, got one. Got one, y'all. Come on, buddy, stay on. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good largie, y'all. Oh my gosh, he popped off. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, he was sitting right there in front of the racking. Right in front of the racking. Oh my goodness. As I tried to flip him up. Ah, what frustration. That was like a 3-pounder. Oh my goodness. That one hurts. Oh my goodness. This is the reality of fishing. Sometimes you come out and you just can't get a fish up. You're gonna get bites just about every time you come out. But can you get the fish up is the key. Man, he just slurped that thing too. And that had weight. This reel handled it beautifully. The rod handled it beautifully. And Drew Miller just laid another egg. All right, everyone. So it is the next day. We are gonna go out here and we are going to get a fish on film today for you guys with that brand new BFS setup. That Sierra rod was freaking wicked yesterday, and that Lew's custom SS reel was freaking gnarly. But we have to get a fish up, show it off, and really put this thing to the test. So without further ado, let's get out there. Let's not give up on this video just yet. Let's go get them. Ooh, that's a killer cast. That is perfectly lined up. There's one. That is so sick. Come on, come on. We just need one up. We just need one up. We got the first one, y'all. First freaking break on this setup. Oh man, first fish on this setup, should I say. Beautiful little fish right there. Finally, we finally got a fish. Thank you for the bite, buddy. He cranked it, y'all. Absolutely cranked it. That rod and that reel and the line all did its job. Yo, that reel is so smooth when it comes to reeling in fish. I mean, ridiculously smooth. Man, that thing just soars. There's one. There's one, y'all. Feels like a pretty good one. Feels actually like a really good one. Oh my goodness. Peeling some drag. Look at that. Come on, buddy, stay on. Look how erratic and sporadic he is. That is a chunk. Check that out right there, y'all. That is freaking gnarly. What a sick freaking bite that was. Sick eat. And I mean, this fish just cranked it. Peeled some drag, gave us a fight, gave us a little tussle on the 8-pound Daiwa braid and the 5-pound Sniper Sunline. Tell you what, that guy was not coming off unless the line snapped. That is a beautiful little bass right there, and we cannot complain about that. Little chunker. Thank you for the bite, bud. Ponds this time of year, they just fish a lot better than canals. But the canals will pick up. Make no mistake about that. Give it about one more month and those canals are gonna be soaring. Just super slow reel. Allow this thing to kind of graze the bottom. And as it's grazing the bottom, pick up a little bit of silt. And that little bit of silt will get you hooked up like this. Man, beautiful bass, look at that. That little bit of silt kick up will drive the bass crazy and will cause them to react. Especially with such a little finesse bait like this Euro tackle little craw. And if you guys are interested in these little buggers, right when you walk into Copper State Marine and Tackle, they're right there on the right hand side, right across from where the sunglasses are. But check this bass out. Chunks, absolute chunks. Beautiful fish, cannot complain. Finally, we got something dialed in, y'all. Like I said, never stop fishing, keep going, and you will figure it out. Alright y'all, so it wasn't the prettiest video by any means, but man, we worked hard. We fished from, I believe it was like 1:30 yesterday all the way until dark. We only had a couple bites, had a couple fish hooked up, and we just couldn't get anything up yesterday, but I could not give up on this combo. We had to get something up on this sucker today. And so I was like, okay, let's try a couple different canals, maybe try the same one where we hooked up with that good bass. Still nothing. And I was like, all right, we got to go to Old Reliable. We got to go to the ponds where pretty much you can always get a bite. Ponds this time of year, they're the go-to 100% in my opinion. I think because they're deeper, the fish are just a little bit more active, a little bit more willing to hit. But I will tell you what, this freaking Luz custom light SS reel was a freaking workhorse. This thing absolutely killed it. That carbon fiber handle is so freaking sick looking. I think the reel itself is freaking deadly. Pretty pricey, I will tell you guys, it's $2.99, so it's a pricey reel, but it's a reel that you're gonna have for years. So if you're interested, check it out on copperstatetackle.com or go into the store, check it out, feel it in the hand. One thing I do like about it is that it feels more like a legit bait caster in the hand. You know, there's some BFS reels that are super small, very low profile, which is great, that's what it's meant for. But this feels a little bit more like a legitimate reel, and I personally like that. Not sure about you guys, but that is my personal preference. And I'll tell you guys, the Dobbins Sierra series, I mean, Dobbins, they make great gear anyways. Everybody knows that in the industry, but this little 6'9" light action little BFS rod has been an absolute workhorse. And I'll tell you what, it's got just enough backbone to get those better quality fish up, and I have no complaints. This entire setup is a freaking wicked little duo. So if you guys are interested, go down to the shop, check it out online, and shoot, hope you guys enjoy the video. No, it was a little lackluster, but we'll see you guys next time on Southwest Fishing.